Hello students, let's start with new questions of payload from Keith Williams now. So far we have done many questions. In this video lecture we will do the next 5 questions from question 71 to question 75. So let's start. Question 71. What is the maximum allowable traffic load for this aircraft whose DOM is given performance takeoff, structural takeoff, performance landing, structural landing, zero fuel mass, total fuel load, startup and taxi fuel and trip fuel are given to you. Simple. Step 1. What is your step 1? To draw 3 columns, one for takeoff mass, the second for landing mass and the third column for zero fuel mass. In the takeoff mass column, you are going to write the value which is lower of maximum structural takeoff mass and performance limited takeoff mass. In the landing mass column, you are going to write the value which is lower of performance limited landing mass and maximum structural landing mass. After that, you are going to add trip fuel to that value. In the zero fuel mass, you are going to calculate zero fuel mass value plus fuel on board. Now over here, performance limited takeoff mass is 67,400 and maximum structural takeoff mass is 66,000. So 66,000 is less than 67.4. So we'll consider our takeoff mass 66,000. Next. Performance limited landing mass is 52,800. Structural landing mass is 54,000. So 52,800 is less than 54,000. So in this case, we will select 52,800 as our landing mass and we'll add trip fuel to that. Trip fuel is how much? 12,400. So 12.4. So 52.8 plus 12.4, 65.2. Next, zero fuel mass is 52,000, so 52. Fuel on board is total fuel minus startup and taxi fuel. So total fuel is how much? It is 16,000 and taxi fuel is 500. So 16,000 minus 500 is 15,500. So we will add 15.5. Okay. Now 52 plus 15.5 is 67.5. Okay, now out of these 3 possible takeoff values, you have to select that takeoff value which is the lowest of them. And the lowest takeoff value is 65.2. This becomes a regulated takeoff mass. Step 2, regulated takeoff mass equals to fuel on board, also known as takeoff fuel, plus traffic load or payload plus dry operating mass. So regulated takeoff mass is 65.2, fuel on board is 15.5, dry operating mass is 37,400, so 37.4. Traffic load will find out. Therefore, traffic load is equals 65.2 minus 15.5 plus 37.4. 65.2 minus 15.5 plus 37.4 equals to 52.9. So traffic load is 12.3 or 12,300 kg. So the correct answer is option A, 12,300 kg. Next, 72. What is the dry operating mass of an aircraft whose basic empty mass is given to you? Takeoff mass is also given to you. Takeoff fuel, traffic load and landing mass are given to you. So over here we will have to ignore landing mass because if we want to consider landing mass, we should also know trip fuel in order to calculate takeoff mass, right? Takeoff mass equals to landing mass plus trip fuel. So here trip fuel is not given to you. So landing mass information is irrelevant. Let's use the formula directly that says regulated takeoff mass is your DOM plus payload plus your fuel on board, also known as takeoff fuel. Regulated takeoff mass is 3620. DOM is what we have to find out. Traffic load is 1150. Takeoff fuel or fuel on board is 380. Therefore, dry operating mass will be 3620 minus 1150 plus 380, 1530. 3620 is equal to 2090. So option Bravo will be the correct option. 73. Aircraft has a basic empty mass as a dry operating mass. How much traffic load can be carried on this flight for which a takeoff fuel load of 27,000 pound is required if the maximum allowable takeoff mass is 1,95,000 pound. So we have to calculate traffic load in this question. Now we have one direct formula in which regulated takeoff mass equals to your traffic load plus dry operating mass plus your takeoff fuel, right? Now looking at this question, we have takeoff fuel given, dry operating mass given, and we have maximum allowable takeoff mass given to us also, right? So let's follow this and see if we get the correct answer. So maximum takeoff mass is 195, dry operating mass is 110, takeoff fuel is 27. So payload will be 195 minus 10 plus 27, that is 137. So 195 minus 137 equals to 58. 58 or 58,000. So the traffic load that you can carry is 58,000. So it should be delta. So 73 is delta. Yeah. So very simple formula based question. Next, question 74. How much traffic load is being carried by aircraft if it has DOM, DEM, TOM and takeoff fuel given? So again, traffic load is equal to what? Your regulated takeoff mass minus DOM plus takeoff fuel. So regulated takeoff mass in this case is 3620, DOM is 2090 and takeoff fuel is 380. 3620 minus 2090 plus 380 is equal to 2470 is equal to 1150. So option A will be the correct option. Simple formula based. Question 75. Aircraft has a basic empty mass, dry operating mass, and takeoff fuel is also given. What is the maximum takeoff mass? What is the correction? What is the maximum traffic load which you can carry? And with takeoff mass 2,30,000 pound. Again, put it in the formula. Traffic load equals to regulated takeoff mass minus dry operating mass plus fuel. Takeoff mass is 230, dry operating mass is 147, takeoff fuel is 32,000, so 32. So 230 minus 179. So 230 minus 179 equals to 51. So option Bravo is the correct option, 51,000 pounds. With this question, we come to the end of this productive lecture. I hope you have understood all the questions I have done. All these questions were very simple, formula based. Okay. So keep practicing, keep up the good work that you are doing. All the best. See you in the next